As we get started today, make sure that you have blocks are great, so always blocks, and then a blanket if you would like to get up on some height when we move through some seated postures. A bolster is also nice if you'd like something to support you in a forward folds. My name is Bree, and this is going to be a 45 minute flow. So come to lie down on your back, and we will get started. As you land on your back body, bring the soles of the feet together and the knees wide, or you can always do the opposite and bring your knees together and your feet wide. So both of those options help open up through the hips in different ways. So do what works best for you. Your arms are either in a cactus shape, or you can have one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. If it feels okay, maybe you close your eyes in this moment and let your attention kind of sink inward. Notice your breath. And as you breathe more breath into the sides and into the back of your lungs. Let each breath help you arrive in this moment on your mat in the here and the now. Take about 3 to 4 more cycles of breath here, just arriving. And start to notice how you're showing up in both the mind and the body today. Sometimes the mind can feel a little bit fuzzy or chaotic, and it's all welcome, just kind of bringing awareness to what is. Begin to open your mouth and release breath held in your lungs. H-A. Inhale through your nose. Open mouth, cleanse it out. H-A. Inhale fully. Exhale completely. And now start to wake up through your legs, windshield wiper through your knees side to side. If your legs were open, then close them and then start that windshield wiper, just opening up through the hips and through the low back a little bit here. You'll land with your legs through center and cross your left ankle over your right knee. Pull your right knee in towards your chest. Interlace your hands around your right thigh. Excuse me, I keep yawning. I guess I'm still waking up over here. As you have your hands interlaced around your thigh, you can rock a little bit side to side like I'm doing. That may be interesting to you. Or you can just hold a nice still posture, flexing your toes back towards the ankle. If you want more intensity here, option 2, use your left arm and kind of widen your left thigh bone away from you, forward into space. And breathe. All right, now release your hands from your thigh. Interlace your thumbs. Reach your hands way, or your arms way in line with your ear. Take an inhale. Exhale, lift up and bring your elbow tips to stack on your shin. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, contract. Elbow tips to shin. One more inhale, reach long. Exhale, contract. Elbow tips towards shin and hold. You could release your thumbs, spread wide through your fingers. Imagine you're balancing on the ground here. This is an arm balance on your back. Release your shoulder blades down, take a twist, bring your legs over towards the right. Your right hand will grab the top of the left ankle or foot. Engage your left glute to send your left knee up towards the sky. And breathe. Stay heavy through your left shoulder blade here. Breathe into the left side of the body. Engage through your core. Inhale, bring your legs back through center, and then unwind, switch it up. Right ankle crosses over left knee. Interlace your hands around your left thigh. Pull the left knee in. You can use your right elbow to widen your right thigh bone away from you. And again, if you found that rocking side to side, if you're feeling really tight, you can play with that, or using your right elbow to widen the thigh bone away. I suppose you also could do both of those actions together. Notice the quality of your breath in this moment. Work to make your breath deep and full. Release your hands from your thigh. Interlace your thumbs, reach your arms way in line with your ear. Inhale. Exhale, lift and tap the elbows towards the shin. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, contract and tap. Inhale, reach it long. Exhale, lift, contract and tap and hold for 3, 2, 1, and release. Now send your figure forelegs over towards the left. Use your left hand to grab the right foot. Engage through your right glute to send your right knee up high to the sky. Let the breath be deep and full. And notice how you breathe a deeper, fuller breath, how that feels inside. Most of the time when we're breathing deep and full breaths, it can feel like a really kind of more open state. Rather than when the breath is shallow and short, a lot of times that will come in a little bit more of a closed state of mind, a state of being. Engage through your core. Inhale, bring your legs back through center, unwind. Pull your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. Bring your hands behind your thighs. You can rock a few times. Rock your way up to a seat. Land in your seat. I'm going to flip around so you can see. Stretch your legs out long. Flex your toes up. Inhale, reach your left arm high. Exhale, bring your left arm to grab for the outside edge of your right foot. Press your foot into your hand. Pull the arm back. Breathe a deep, full breath into your back body here. And release. One more like that. Inhale, reach your opposite arm up. Exhale, bring the hand to grab to the outside edge of the opposite foot. Find that big push and pull and breathe into the back body. Fill up your lungs with air, specifically that right lung. And release. Come to a tabletop position. As you land in a tabletop, check out your hands. See that your fingers are spread nice and wide. Pull back through your fingertips, down through the perimeter of your palms, so stay nice and active through those hands. Inhale, tilt your sit bones to the sky. Melt through the heart, cow spine. Exhale, round. Press your hands and your knees into the mat. Puff up into the back body, cat. Inhale, cow spine. Pull your heart through. Exhale, round towards cat. Last time, inhale, vertebra by vertebra. Shift your sit bones to the sky. Land in cow. Hold it for a moment. Wrap your triceps in towards the rib cage as you melt the heart. Exhale, round. Puff up into that back body, cat spine. Come to a more neutral position. Tuck your toes. Send your hips up and back. Find Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. And you can pedal it out here, pushing one heel down and then the other. So opening up through the calves, the backs of the legs. From your down dog, find some stillness. Bend your knees a little bit. Stay strong through those hands. From the back of the heart, stretch out long through your arms into the earth. From the back of the heart, stretch out and up through the spine, out through the hips, and down and out through the heels. Inhale, reach your right leg high. Keep your right toes pointing down. Exhale, pull your knee towards your nose, round. Plant your foot in between your hands. Come onto fingertips for a moment and straighten out through your right leg. This is where blocks can come in handy, okay? So having blocks to bring the earth closer to you. That's the main reason that we would use them for this pose. Press your right big toe mound down into the ground and pull back into space. All right, now heel toe your right foot over towards your left hand. Stay on your fingertips because it does give you that little extra bit of length. Now come to the, or you could use your fist as well. Now come to the knife edge of your right foot, so the outside edge, kind of like a pigeon pose. Bring your chest and your trunk towards each other. Inhale. Exhale, straighten out through your front leg and fold. 2 more like that. Inhale, come forward towards your pigeon pose. Exhale, straighten and fold. Last time, inhale, coming forward towards that pigeon pose, but ground yourself in pigeon. We won't be here for super long. I know it's early. Inhale, lift up through the heart space. Stay on your fingertips. Exhale, fold forward over your front shin. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. One more. Inhale, reach up, find length. Exhale, fold all the way down. You can use your hands as a little pillow as you rest in this hip stretch. Squeeze your knees towards one another, keeping the integrity in the pose. Hug your back shin in towards the midline. It can help to tuck your back toes. If that cue doesn't really make sense, just tuck your toes and think about bringing your heel in towards the middle of the mat a little bit. Inhale, start to rise up, plant your hands, kind of press like you're coming into a plank, reach your leg up, bend your knee, open your hip, and take a few big circles with your knee in one direction. Take those few big circles with your knee in the other direction. Inhale, straighten your leg, square through the hip, so wrap your right hip down and ground your right foot next to the left. Inhale, come forward to a plank. Exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. Inhale, come up through cobra. The pelvis is heavy. Pull your shoulders back into space. Exhale, tuck your toes. Lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. All right, second side. Inhale, reach your left leg up. Exhale, pull your left knee towards your nose. Round, contract, and plant your foot in between your hands. Get off of the hands, so now you're on blocks or fingertips, and straighten out through your left leg. Pull your left hip back as you wrap your right hip forward. Press your left big toe mound down to the mat as your point of contact. Continue to keep the breath deep and full. Full on both the inhale and the exhale. In Sanskrit, we call even fluctuation of the breath sama vritti pranayama. We kind of want to work to have this even fluctuation of the breath throughout class. Heel toe your left foot now over towards the right. Come to the knife edge of your left foot and bring your chest and your shin towards each other. Inhale. Exhale, straighten and fold. Press the left big toe mound down. Inhale, come forward towards your pigeon pose. Exhale, straighten and fold. Last time, inhale, come forward towards that pigeon pose and ground the shin and the knee. Come onto those fingertips. Inhale, lengthen through the heart space. Exhale, pour your heart down, chest over shin. Inhale, rise up. Each time it's like you're lowering a little more. Come here, Lucy, come on. And inhale, last time, rise up. Exhale, fold. And so as you fold this time, stay down and rest your head on your hands. If you wanted more depth here, one thing you can do is walk your back knee back into space. So what does it mean to be open? I think that to be open is to be open and ready to receive, receive whatever opportunities life has to offer us. whatever lessons life has to offer us. Because a lesson is an opportunity as well, right? So just working to get ourselves to a place where we can see opportunity. Because if we're closed, maybe we'll miss an opportunity that's right in front of our face. All right, start to rise up. Plant your hands kind of like you're pressing into a plank. Lift your leg up and take a few big circles. Take those big circles in the opposite direction. And straighten your legs, square through the hip, ground your foot next to the right. All right, walk your way all the way up to the front of the mat here. Make your feet as wide as mat's distance apart. Grab a block. If you have one, great. And hinge your hips way back into space. Bring your hands forward, functional forward folds. Those of you that have taken my class, you know that this is in almost every one of my classes, so always be ready for it with your block at the front of the mat. And you know, it isn't necessary to have the block, but it is nice because you get a little bit more length. Squeeze your shins in towards each other. Widen and broaden through your upper inner thighs. Breathe more breath into the sides and into the back of your body. Now, bring your hands to your shins. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Take all the rounding out of your spine. Exhale, fold. Sink your hips low, toes go out, Malasana squat. Squeeze your elbows, or your knees into your elbows, and press your elbows into the knees. Now, just warming up the body here. Inhale, circle sweep, reach your arms up. Exhale, come low through that squat. Take a few more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, squat it low. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands come to the prayer, squat low. 2 more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, squat. Inhale, reach it up. And exhale, squat. Pause as you land towards the squat. Get nice and long through your spine. All right, ground your fingertips. Stretch your left leg back. Lower your back left knee. Roll to the outside edge of your right foot. Reach your right arm up and around and grab for your foot for twisted monkey. Pull your heel towards your bum. Pull both of your shoulders back. Lean back into space. You could come down onto your forearm here to get a little deeper. Or on the opposite end of that, you could always just hold lizard lunge and not go into twisted monkey grabbing your foot. So find what works for you. Take one more full breath here. Wrap your left torso underneath your right. Exhale, release your foot. Bring your hand forward, working on a jump switch now. Lift off of your back knee. Stay straight through your arms. So a jump switch is an explosive move. Your hips are going to come down and use the power to jump your legs up or lift your legs up and switch your legs. We'll do that 2 more times. So lift up, switch. Lift up, switch. You're landing with your left foot forward. Lower your back knee down. Reach your left arm up and around and catch your foot. Pull your heel towards your bum. Wrap your right torso underneath you. Pull both of your shoulders back, and then maybe you come down onto your forearm. Just notice how in this practice, if there's any specific stretches or poses or feelings that your body quite literally wants to stay close to, it says, nope, I don't want to do that. And that's okay. You know, it's okay that the body is closed. That's its way of protecting us. But is there a way that we can breathe into it or move in a slightly different way that allows the body to kind of change the narrative there? Begin to release your foot, lift off of your back knee, and step back up to your Malasana squat, nice and wide. Press down and out through the power of your legs. Inhale, circle sweep, reach all the way up, land standing, heel toe, your feet back to hip distance apart. From the pelvis, stretch down and out through the legs, long through the spine. Grab your right wrist and side bend up and over towards your left. Tug on your wrist. Inhale, come back through center. Switch your clasp and take that side bend up and over the other way. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, cactus your arms. Open up through your heart. Inhale and pull navel to spine. Reach your arms high. Exhale, squat to a little bit of a chair pose. Let your hips go back into space. Strong core. Keep your weight in your heels. Press down and out through your left leg. Inhale, pull the right knee in. Cross your right ankle over your left knee and let your hips go low. Figure four. You could bring your hands to a prayer. For where we're going later today, we're going to keep progressing. So bring your chest more forward so your shin and your forearms are maybe touching. So you're really low here. Let the hips also stay low. And then if it's available to you, stretch one hand down and the other hand down to the earth. Now we'll practice getting back up from here. Rewind, hands or forearms come to the shin. Lift up with the torso and pull your right knee in towards the chest, one-legged Tadasana. Reach your arms up, land back in Utkatasana, chair pose. Second side, pull the opposite knee in, cross your ankle over the knee and let your hips come low. Inhale. Exhale with the hips low, fold forward, bring your forearms towards your shin. One at a time, maybe you bring your hands down towards the earth. Rewind, come all the way back up. Pull your left knee in, reach your arms up and land back in chair. Stretch down and out through your legs and rise up. Quarter turn towards the long edge of your mat. Either way, it doesn't matter which side. And make your feet nice and wide. Starlight pose. Squeeze your legs towards each other nice and strong. Feel the inner thighs start to light up. Inhale. Exhale, pivot your left toes forward and bend into your left knee. Land in warrior two. Stack your front knee just over the ankle. Bring your arms about parallel to the earth. Gaze over your middle finger. And just check your foundation. Your front heel should line up with the middle of the back arch or the back heel. Your back foot lines up with the short edge of the mat. Pull the navel up and in, strong core. In a pose that holds a lot of strength, can you be open to softening? Maybe it's just softening through the shoulders or through the gaze, through your eyes. Inhale, flip your palm and reverse your warrior. Exhale, side angle. Rest your elbow on your thigh. And make it an extended side angle. Reach your arm way in line with your ear. From your back, right hip, stretch down and out through the right leg and stretch long through your right side body. Wrap your bottom torso underneath you as you twist open to the sky. Press down and out through the power of your legs. Inhale and reverse. Maybe the hand goes for a half bind around the back. Exhale, land back in warrior two. Inhale, pivot your toes in, starlight. Inhale. Exhale, pivot your toes towards the back of the mat, button into your back knee, warrior two, facing the back of the mat. Spread through your toes, gaze over your middle finger. Find your breath. Find your foundation. Actively press your back thigh back into space. Widen your front knee towards the pinky toe. And just stack your shoulders just over your hips. Again, where can you find a little bit more softness? When we have a pose that is balanced with effort and ease, you can kind of think of it as like strength or stability and softness. That's where we can be open to the possibilities that life offers us. Inhale, flip your palm and reverse your warrior. Exhale, come to side angle. Bring your elbow towards your thigh. Reach your upper arm way in line with your ear for extended side angle. Wrap your bottom torso underneath you as you twist open. It can feel really like there's a lot of weight on your front leg here, so push more into the back leg to distribute your weight. Press down and out through the legs. Inhale and reverse. Exhale, come through, warrior two. Inhale, pivot your toes in, starlight, breath in. Exhale, twist, bring your right hand towards your left shin and lean back into space. So you're gonna bring all that weight towards the opposite leg until you feel a stretch in your lat. Wrap your bottom torso underneath you to twist deeper. Breath in. And exhale, unwind, come up through center. Second side, inhale. Exhale, twist towards the right. Grab for that foot, or not foot, but shin, outside edge of your shin, and twist. Wrap your bottom torso underneath you as you twist open. Unwind. Halfway lift, press down and out through the legs as you rise up. Turn your heels in and your toes out. Bend into your knees. Let your hips come nice and low, goddess. You can hold your thighs. If your shoulders are scrunching up by the ears, just pull them back. So again, you have that nice long spine. Inhale. Exhale, dip your right shoulder down and look over the left. Inhale, come back through center. Squeeze those glutes. Exhale, dip your opposite shoulder down, look over the right. Inhale, come back through center. Stay strong through your legs, release your arms. Now lift your hips a little. Lower your hips a little, moving with that pace. Lift a little, lower a little. Two more, lift, lower, lift, and lower. Straighten out through your arms and your legs. Turn your heels out, toes in. Hinge your hips, come all the way down. Bring both hands towards the front of the mat. Spin both feet towards the front of the mat. Plant your hands and step back, plank pose. From your plank, lower all the way down to the ground and bring your arms back by your hips. Active back bend, press your pelvic bone down into the earth. Stay strong through really everything on your body, your legs and your arms, and inhale, lift up, Shalabhasana. Lift, lift, lift. Even activate through spreading your fingers and your toes. Squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other, nice and strong here. Take one more inhale. Exhale, release. Right ear comes to the mat. Breathe in. Breathe out. Again, press the pelvic bone down and rise up, Shalabhasana. Lifting through the legs and the arms, finding that length. For 3, 2, 1. Left ear comes to the mat. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bring your hands by your chest. Press your way up through tabletop or plank. Send your hips up and back, down dog. Here we go. Last flow. Inhale, reach your right leg high. Exhale, pull your right knee in. And now cross your right ankle over your left knee. You got to bend your left knee a little. Figure 4, down dog. Send your hips up. Really press your hands into the mat. Now walk your hands back nice and slow until your heel comes to the ground. I'm going to pivot so you guys can see me a little better. All right, you can come up. And now you're in your figure 4, which you were here earlier. Options. The modification would be holding your thigh and your foot and coming to a standing pigeon pose. The other option is to do baby cradle, which we call Hindolasana, bringing your chest all the way over your shin, interlacing your hands around your shin, and rising up, which is kind of like another version of, woo, I'm falling over. I'm going to take the modification because it's a little challenging for my hips. But you do what works for you. Find your balance. Look at something that's not moving. Don't let those eyes dart around the room. All right, now release your foot, coming to a one-legged Tadasana. Reach your arms up. Inhale. Exhale, bend into your front knee. Take a big step forward, land in crescent lunge. Squeeze your legs towards one another. Find stability here. Ground your hands. Heel toe your right foot over towards the left. Pigeon. Ground your back knee. In your pigeon, squeeze your knees towards one another. So no hands. That's ideal. Pull the belly up and in so you have a lot of strength here. Breathe. So this is the integrity that's going to hold the pose. Keep the strength pulling in, and as you're ready, fold forward. Rest your head on your hands. You'll be here for a little longer than we were on the other side. From the pelvis, stretch out long through your back leg and long through the spine, maybe even compressing your belly slightly more over your shin. You can practice breathing into the right hip. That may help create softness and opening. And just continue to kind of come back to that question. What does it feel like for you to be open? And with that, how can you work to stay open in a world that can be really harsh and can be really cruel sometimes? Sometimes those type of things happen, cruel, mean things. And in those moments, it's okay to close. But maybe remember to come back to staying open so that we can receive the gifts that life has to offer us. Begin to rise up now. Roll to the outside edge of your right hip. Whip your left leg around and cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Use your right arm, squeeze your left thigh towards your chest. Use your left arm and crawl your left hand fingertips back. So twist, come from the middle of your back, not your shoulders. So pull your shoulders back, kind of take them out of the equation. Take a breath in, breathe into the lower right lung, and exhale, twist towards your left. Bring the tops of the ears back, gaze over your left shoulder, look more through your right eye. The twist is really truly initiated from the opposite side of the body that you're twisting to. So breathe more breath into the right side to kind of wind up for that twist, and on your exhale, it gives you an opportunity to go deeper. On your inhale, unwind, counter twist, and fold towards the right. Come back through center now. Your top leg, which is your left leg, is going to go up and wide. Again, those of you that have been here for the last few weeks, this should feel like you're remembering it, kind of. This is where a blanket could come in handy. So I'm going to grab a blanket and put it underneath my hips. When we sit on a blanket in the practice of yoga, it's typically sitting on the edge of a blanket. So you're sitting, your sit bones are on the blanket, but the rest of your thighs, the base of the thighs or the tops of the thighs are actually on the ground. So it's kind of tilting your hips forward, helping create what we call an anterior tilt. Now twist yourself towards your left leg. Inhale. Exhale, start to fold over your leg. Those of you that can't touch your foot, don't worry about it. Just hold your shin and fold. If you can grab your foot, use your right hand to grab the foot. Come on to left hand fingertips outside of your left thigh. Inhale. And exhale, pull and twist. And you can also do this if you can't grab your foot, because you can use your right hand to grab your shin. What you're looking to target here is, yes, a hamstring stretch, but also stretching through the low back in this nice forward fold. This pose is called Janu sirsasana. It translates to head to knee pose. Now, unwind. Bring your left arm to grab for the foot, or bring the hand to the inside edge of the shin, and reach your upper arm way in line with your ear. So think side angle with that whole upper body. Keep your right hip heavy and stretch long through the right side body. Inhale, heavy down into the hips, rise up, ground your right hand, lift up to stargazer, come onto the shin, bring the hips forward. Now ground your hips back onto your blanket if you were using it. Bring your bottom shin out so your ankle and your knee line up with each other, and bring your left ankle on top of the right knee. Agni Stambasana translates to fire log pose, but people like to call it double pigeon. This is where your bolster could come in handy. You could just rest your bolster and fold. If you're someone that has your knee way up here, you could put a block in between your knee and your foot to help have something to push it down to. Or you can skip all of those props and just sit. We're only going to be here for a few breaths. Find what works for you. Stay connected to your breath. Keeping the breath deep and full, especially in moments that it feels, especially if you can feel yourself kind of contracting and getting to really shallow breath. That's a moment where we can use the power of the breath, the power of yoga, to kind of pull ourselves out of it and back into this open state. Start to come all the way up. Unwind and land in a tabletop position. Let's even it out. Inhale, come through a cow spine. Pull your heart through. Exhale, round into a deep full cat. Come to a neutral position. Tuck your toes. Send your hips up and back, down dog. Here we go. Reach your left leg up. Now pull the left knee through. Cross your left ankle over your right knee. Bend your right knee a little. Walk your hands back until your heel comes down. Let your hips be low. That's how you keep that juicy stretch, strong core. Begin to bring your hands to a prayer. We're just kind of moving through the motions here. You already know the more intense version of this. I'm taking the modification. So left hand comes to the knee, right hand comes to the foot. Stretch down and out through your right leg as you land in this balancing standing pigeon posture. We call it Hindolasana, which translates to baby cradle pose. Take 2 breaths here. Root down into the 4 corners of your feet. Stay strong through your balancing leg. And release the foot. Pull the knee in. Reach your arms high. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, bend into your right knee. Take a nice big step forward with your left foot. Adjust as needed. And find your balance first in this nice strong crescent lunge. Bring your hands down. Bring your left foot over towards the left, pigeon pose. Again, pausing to find that strength. No hands. Squeeze your knees towards each other. The stronger that we are, the more confident we'll feel when we're open and ready to receive. Inhale. Exhale, start to fold forward. So when I think of some qualities that come with being open and being receptive, the first thing that comes to mind is like listening. The skill of listening, simply to listen. Not listening to respond, because that's slightly more contracted. Of course, we do want to respond, right? But listen just for the sake of listening, the sake of holding space for another. And that's just one way that we can start to work on becoming a little bit more open. We're nearing the end of class now, so you can begin to manipulate your breath, make your exhales slightly longer than your inhales. Start to rise up. Whip your right leg around, cross it over your left thigh. Use your left arm to squeeze your thigh in, ground your right sit bone. Pull both of your shoulders back. Inhale, breathe into the left lung. Exhale, twist towards the right. Pull the tops of your ears back. Gaze through your left eye here. Inhale, unwind, a little counter twist, fold. Bring your top leg around. Pull your bottom heel in towards your pelvis, towards the perineum. Square yourself towards your bent knee. Grab your blanket if you're using it. Set yourself up for success. Inhale. Exhale, fold over your right leg. You can use your left arm to grab for the outside edge of the right foot. Take an inhale, breathe. Exhale, compress belly over thigh. Unwind, kind of coming to a more open twist. Reach your upper arm way in line with your ear. Use your right hand, grab for the outside edge of the foot, or have your arm on the inside edge of the shin. Heavy down into the right sit bone or left sit bone and stretch long through your left arm. Inhale, rise up, ground your left hand, lift through your hips, lift through your heart, stargazer, coming into a back bend. Release your hips down. Bring your bottom shin out and stack your top leg, your right leg, over your left. Agni Stambasana, fire log pose. And breathe. Find whatever props you would like. You also don't have to use them. And take about 5 to 8 breaths here. I'm not sure how often you come to yoga or how many more times you're going to go to yoga this week. But the invitation is to walk into this week building your awareness around when you're open and when you're closed. Knowing that it's okay to feel closed, but working to find ways to push the envelope, if you will, to peel yourself into a more open state, into a more receptive state. Because when we're more open, we're less likely to miss the opportunities, the gifts, really the joy that life has to offer us, the abundance that's all around us. If we are open to it, we can see it. Take 2 more breaths where you're at. Rise up. Uncross your legs and Then recross your legs and land in a seat. So we hit the time. We had plenty of time to cool down, but not really time for Shavasana today. My bad. But if you have 5 minutes, 3 minutes, heck, if you have 30 seconds, I really recommend sitting and just breathing and being with yourself without any kind of agenda. If you don't, no worries. Maybe you can take that 30 minutes later today for a little break throughout your day. As always, it's a pleasure practicing with you. My name is Bree, and if you want to connect with me, feel free to drop your email below, and I can add you to my email list. Otherwise, have a great day. Namaste.